coming from the book of Numbers, number 20. Then came the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, into the desert of Zin in the first month, and the people abode in Kadesh. And Miriam died there and was buried there. And there was no water for the congregation. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. And the people told with Moses and spake, saying, would God that we had died when our brethren died before the Lord? And why have ye brought up the congregation of the Lord into this wilderness, that we and our cattle should die there? And wherefore have ye made us to come up out of Egypt, to bring us into this evil place? It is no place of seed, or of figs, or of vines, or the pomegranates, neither is there any water to drink. And Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly into the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces. And the glory of the Lord appeared unto them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take the rod, and gather thou the assembly together, you and Aaron your brother, and speak you unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and you shall bring forth to them water out of the rock. So thou shalt give the congregation and their beasts drink. And Moses took the rod from before the Lord, as he commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, hear now, ye rivers, must we fetch you water out of this rock? And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice. And the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believed me not. That's the problem. Because ye believed me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them. This is the water of Meribah, because the children of Israel strove with the Lord, and he was sanctified in them. When you're between a rock and a hard place, don't strike the rock. Don't do it. When you're between a rock and a hard place, don't strike the rock. There is a connection with that hard place, that difficult spot. People say it's an evil place. It's a place where we don't want to be. There's no life in an evil place. All you see is darkness, sadness, there's famine, there's sickness, there's death. Nothing's growing. Nothing's producing, because it's a dry place. It's a dry place. There's no water for not even your animals. It's not a comfortable uncomfortable place.
All right.
But I'm here to tell you, and as I tell myself,
Come on now.
don't strike the rock.
All right. All right.
Jesus.
All right. Come on now.
Be careful now
All right.
how you handle your rock,
All right.
how you handle that problem
Yeah.
that you're dealing with.
All right. All right.
Make sure
Come on now.
that you don't strike
All right.
the rock.
All right. All right.
His only problem,
Yeah.
the thing that took him away
Yeah.
from his destiny,
Yeah. Wow.
Ooh-wee.
the one thing now,
Yeah.
what? That took him off course.
Yes, Jesus. Yes.
That stirred his heart.
Yeah.
That bothered his spirit.
Yes.
Was that he struck the rock.
My God, my God, my God.
When it don't take all of that.
My God.
All right.
Help us, Jesus.
It don't take
Help us.
all that we want to happen.
That's right.
I be wanting to beat some people down.
All right.
Do more than just strike them.
More than just strike 'em.
I want you more than just strike them. I'm going to tell you that.
Right. Come on now. Come on, Jesus.
But he kept telling me, don't strike.
That's right.
Don't strike the rock.
Do it. That's right.
Don't strike the rock.
That's right.
Glory.
Please don't stop. Don't strike the rock.
All right.
Yes. Hallelujah.
When you're between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. Come on, preach. Come on.
When you're in between.
Come on now.
Woo! They said, what did you do? Why did you bring us here? Everybody's gone. And you brought us here to what?
Come on now.
Die?
Yeah.
Is that why I'm going through what I'm going through? Because you want to kill me? Why'd you just leave us there? And no, they said, why did you make us come?
Come on now.
All right.
Why did you make us come? Sometimes when we're between our rock and our hard place, and we're in that evil place, and we're in that hard place, we get ridiculous.
Yeah. Amen.
We get stupid. All of a sudden, we eating it. We forget. We've been crying to God for years. Hey, I'm going to need you to change this situation. Hey, God. Every time he turned around, that's what we were talking about. We praying about. And when he finally do it, when he finally bring us out of that situation and he places us into another. Now, they didn't remember. They were the reason why they were in the wilderness anyway.
Right.
You were the freaking reason why you're in this evil place.
Yeah.
Why you're in this situation. Because you messed up.
Yeah.
The people didn't want to believe God
Yeah.
when he wanted to move them and put them in a land that flowed with milk and honey. And they told the spies that went out, they gave a bad report.
Yeah.
They said, oh yeah, the land's beautiful and got flowing milk and it's flourishing and there's big old grapes, but these people,
Right.
Anakites, they're pretty big.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they're giants.
Yeah.
And we're to them are grasshoppers.
Yeah.
We can't take over that land.
Come on now.
Okay.
Go there.
All right. This is what God said. Okay. I can't let y'all go into a land with that mindset.
All right.
I can't do it because you would destroy what I'm trying to give you.
Come on now.
You're not prepared yet to go to your promised land. We're not prepared. Sometimes we're not prepared to step over riches. Sometimes we're not ready because our mindset. Because we see ourselves as grasshoppers. And they see them, we see them, and we do.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
As giants.
Yes, Lord Jesus.
That's okay. Yeah, mine, because I like Kroger. I really do. Speaking of water. I mean, I would be thirsty too, right? Yeah, working. I don't have my Kroger water. Oh. Jesus. I said, now what did we do before there was bottled water? You know, we will thirst to death, Minister Israel. If we were at home and they said there was no more bottled water, we would not be drinking from the faucet. They said, how did they die?
Right.
Well, because they were dehydrated and they died. But the water one? Yeah, it was fine. They just started, I don't know. Kroger's. Okay. Yeah. Whew. Said Moses. First, what's really great about Moses is that him and God, they didn't have a God and servant relationship. They had a friend to friend relationship. I mean, he got to see God face to face. And, God had to introduce himself to Moses like in a burning bush. And he let Moses see this bush consumed with fire, but not really burning.
Right.
And Moses was like, oh my God, whoa, wow. He said, hey, don't step up here, because this is holy ground. Man, and their relationship grew from that moment on. Because God had a plan for Moses' life, and that was to deliver the Israelite out of the hands of the Egyptians. And when he did that with a mighty, strong hand, an outstretched hand.
Yeah.
That's how he did that thing. And he did it, and he delivered those people.
Yeah.
But when they started murmuring and complaining and murmuring, they got stuck. And sometimes we can get stuck in a hurt place. We may not, literally stuck. There's no way through it. And so they were stuck. And this was around about the 38th year of their journey in the wilderness. And so Moses and Aaron had all that they could take. Normally Moses is telling God, no, don't destroy these people. He's interceding for them. And, hey, I know they're burning a calf and they're worshiping other gods and they're doing this and they're doing that. Don't destroy them. I remember one time they had the calf, the burning calf, and they were worshiping this calf. And Moses was just getting the 10 Commandments. Had them in his hands.
Right.
You know, it took him a 40-day journey
Yeah.
up this mountain. He's up to, with God. Him and God is conversating. They got the, you know, God is telling, thou shalt not, and thou shalt not, and thou shalt not. And you know, Moses is ready. Okay. Whew. Moses come down, and his glory's all on him. He cool. He done been in the presence of holiness. You know, he good. He good. You know how we do it? We come to church, we got our praise on.
Yeah.
We got holiness all on us. Step outside. Step outside. You done forgot the prayer. You done forgot all the songs Isaiah done written. I had in the program, all the dances, optimistic, and all those. We done forgot that. Step outside. Drive down Livingston Avenue. Somebody's gonna be on your butt. Somebody's gonna almost hit you. Something's gonna happen crazy. You're gonna stop at a restaurant, try to get an order. Person act like they don't know what you're talking about. You're not gonna get your order right. It's just gonna mess you up. You know, can they eat what you want to eat because somebody got the order wrong? Just messed your spirit up. You know, the anointing is gone. You know, it said that Aaron and Moses, they fell on their face. Now, wait a minute. Let me go back. These two brothers just come out of grieving. They just lost their big sister.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
They just lost one of the last generation. One of the ones that literally looked over Moses while he was in the river. While he was in the Nile River as a baby. And she watched him throughout the journey until he was found by the princess. Okay? Till he was rescued. And then she was so smart that she ran and got her mama. She said, hey, I got a nanny for you. And she got her own mama a job. You know, her own mama was taking care of her own son in the palace. How deep is that? That's how God does things.
That's right.
And so she was there when Moses had all these messages from God. And she encouraged him and Aaron. And she walked through the desert with them. But then she got a little
she did.
jealous
Yep, she did.
from her brother. And she ended up talking about him and rebelling, pretty much. And so God put an opposite on her. And he was going to take her on out. But Moses said, that's my sister. And he interceded on her behalf. And her life has never been the same, had never been the same since. Her relationship with her brothers, her relationship with God, her relationship even in the sight of the people was messed up. And she lived a life of quietness because you didn't really hear anything else about her throughout the 38 years. So you can lose. When you start hitting that rock,
Come on now.
Okay, now.
you start tackling that rock, don't strike the rock.
All right.
So they were in grieving. So this congregation said, listen, y'all, you know, they start complaining. They talked about Moses and Aaron like they were, oh my God, like they were Trump. I mean, I'm just kind of ticked that they're even thinking about having him run again. He better not ever get another chance. That is a no. That's a no because of the insurrection. He should not get the opportunity at all. Whether it's proven that he broke the law or not, he started something. And he should not get the opportunity to run again. I'm just saying. That's just me. But anyway, so these people, they begin to talk about Moses and Aaron and God. Why would you bring us here to die? You know, we should have died with our family. We're in a dark, evil place. This place is no life. There's nothing. We don't own anything. We need everything. And there's not nourishment there, nor sufficient water. We're going to die here anyway. So why not let us die when we could have died in another place? This was in Kadesh. So Moses and Aaron, with all good intentions, they fell on their face. They cried out to the point where God's glory covered them. And the Lord picked them up and said, okay, I heard you cry. This is what I want you to do, Moses.
Come on.
You take the rod and you gather the people together and you speak to the rock.
Speak to the rock.
Not the people.
Speak to the rock.
Speak to the rock. Moses, I'm thinking Moses, he probably went back about 38 years in his mind. And he thought about, these people is really getting on my nerves. I done been through hell and high waters for these people. I done buried kinfolks. I done left my wife and children. I've spent night and day and night judging them before my father-in-law told me I need to do something different or it was going to kill me. These people's interest has always been my interest. Whatever they need, I went to God for them. You know what? All of that anger, all that suppressed anger built up in him.
That's what that was.
Oh my God.
That's what that
was. And so he seen that rock.
I know that's right.
You know. And he said, ye rebels! You stiff-necked people! And who do you think gonna get your water? I ain't fetching it for you. You better come and get it yourself. And he took the rod and he struck the rock. Not once. Twice. Even the first time Moses did that, he only did it once. But that, because he didn't believe God. And what he did in the people's eye, because this is what God wanted. God understood their attitude. He really did. He understood that these people were in a dark place. They did not need the judgment at this time. They needed to see the one that loved them enough to pull them out of slavery. Sometimes people just need to see. They just need to hear what God has done. They don't, anyway. So by him beating the rock, it was judgment. It was by him speaking harshly to the people, it put a dimmer on God.
Yeah.
Not only that, it wasn't for Moses that they were getting the water anyway.
Right.
And Moses acted like it was coming from him.
Right.
He acted like he was really in partnership and I'm making this thing happen. But he took the eyes off of God. And sometimes when we react,
Come on.
when we
now.
strike that rock,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
put a dim light
Okay.
on God. And people can't see the Jesus in us.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I mean, I know, you know, even if I find myself really putting down somebody. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something that happened during your mom's funeral. God bless, forgive me. So Miss Sabrina, she's up there getting ready for presiding for the funeral of Aunt Moselle. And I come up there and I'm talking to her while she's getting ready. This is funny to me. And so I'm telling her about this little incident that I'm still holding on to, and I haven't let go of yet, and you know, it's still bothering me. and she stops, and she turns her phone. She said, well, look, let me go ahead and record this, seeing that you decided you want to, you know, talk about it right now, you know. Kind of like that. And I like, oh, wow. I didn't even realize what I was doing. You know, I didn't realize that I was, you know, striking the rock. But she didn't yell at me. She didn't say, girl, if you don't just leave that alone or whatever. She didn't do any of that. She just said, oh, okay, well, let me go ahead and record you.
That's pretty good.
Put this down, and this is how she's feeling at this moment in the middle of a funeral. You know, it's all about her. She didn't say it exactly, but that's what I was doing. I just lost focus.
Yeah, you do that.
And that's what Moses did. He lost it.
Mm-hmm.
He lost all of that. That he worked so hard for. You know, he went before Pharaoh. You know, let God's people go. Every time, okay, there's another plague.
Yeah.
You know, people lost lives. And he was there from the beginning. But all those years of wandering in that hard place. All those years of dealing with sickness. All those years of dealing with whatever the issues may be. It just all blew up. And he went out with a bang, basically. He struck the rock. And once you do that, there may be no coming back. There may not be another chance for you to do the right thing. So God is saying, don't strike the rock. Be careful how you handle your rock. When you're between a rock and a hard place, make sure you think. Make sure you take your time.
Come on now.
And just speak. Speak to God. He is the rock, right?
Yes.
He's the rock of our salvation. You know, Jesus is the rock. And that rock represented Jesus. The rock that Moses hit, it represented Christ. Now Christ, all he had to do is die once. He don't have to die every day. He died one time. And God would be breaking the law. Because God cannot deal with man in anger anymore. God cannot, because Jesus died on the cross for us. So he can't come off dealing with us in anger, because Jesus said, Forgive them, for they know not what they do. And that they can be anybody. And so he can't deal with us the same way he would have back in the day. With his wrath and his fury. Not saying he won't. Not saying he won't now. But he will be breaking that law. And he's not a lawbreaker. He's a lawgiver. And so it will be, for Moses to say what he said, he basically took the eyes off of God. And so we got to be careful how we interact with one another, interact with people that really does things to us. You know.
That's right.
I was watching a movie called The Shack. Anybody see that movie? The Shack. Okay. To make a long story short, a young man lost his little girl. Somebody abducted her and took her, raped and killed her. Oh. And so the father, lost himself and lost his relationship. Well, they found her clothes in the shack. And so maybe a year later, the shack had got ran down and tattered. And so he got a letter in the mail that said, I want to see you at the shack. I miss you. And so he goes to the shack, and of course there's the blood stain from his daughter. And he cries, and he's just like, he falls down, and next thing you know, you see him in another place, and there's beautiful flowers and trees and everything, and he's at this cabin, and there's mother, there's Papa, there's Jesus, and there's the Holy Spirit, and these are people. He comes in a woman's form because of the many-breasted one, the nurturer. So he comes in that form because this man needed a mama. He needed nurturing because he had gotten so far off from God because he was angry and he was bitter. And so through the course of this story, God is trying to get him to forgive. And so he meets wisdom in this cave. And wisdom is saying, okay, so you want to be judged. You want to judge, because he's like, why would God let this happen to me? Why would God do this? Why would God do that? He said, he's not God. I'm mad at God, because he was blaming God for what was happening. And so wisdom said, oh, okay, well, then you be God. We have 2 of your children. One can go to hell, and the other one can be saved. Which one will you choose? And he's like, and so they present his children, his son and his daughter that's left before him. And he's like, I can't choose. Take me, like Jesus would do. Take me, I'll die for him. I'll die for him. And she said, okay, it's the same with God. He doesn't want man to be destroyed, literally. He didn't die for man to be destroyed. He wants man to come to him. Anyway, make a long story shorter, he begins to, he finds the body. They find the body in this cave of his daughter, and they wrap it in white clothing. This time, God is the Father. Okay, he comes as man. And he said, you need a father now. And so he takes him to the cave, shows him the body. They wrap this body in white linen. And as he's stepping, holding his daughter's limp body, he said, I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. And until he makes it to bury her. Shortly later, though, as the father's talking to him, he said, I need you to forgive him. And he says, no, I can't forgive him. He's hurt me. He's ripped my heart out. He's done this and done. I want him to burn in hell. And Jesus says, and God says, but I want him redeemed. That's my son. And I want him to be redeemed. Are you going to be judged now? He said, no. I just want him to hurt like I hurt. He said, I can't do it. He said, you won't do it. He says, not that you can't do it, it's that you won't do it. Because you don't trust me in what I'm doing. And so sometimes we don't forgive, or sometimes we strike that rock because we don't trust God to do it. We don't trust God to take care of us. So we got to be careful to just speak to the rock. God bless you.